Hello, beautiful souls. Empath Divine Intuitive here. I hope when this message reaches you, I hope that it reaches you for your highest good. I hope that some of it or all of it resonates here. And if you are checking this video out on a Friday, I hope you all have a blessed Friday filled of good health, abundance, and tranquility, and you have a beautiful weekend. But whenever you see this, hope you're taking care of yourself. So a channel message I wanted to say, and when I get my downloads, I go, okay, I got to get this on the social media platforms here. But I want you guys, this is for somebody, because maybe you have these type of people hanging around you in your energy. It could be people you work with, family, associates, whatever. I just feel like some of you might be encountering these type of people, okay? If you come across type of people that you could be having conversations, and let's just say, for example, which I hope a lot of you are not doing, but maybe you are. Let's say you are talking about changes you're trying to make for the better, what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to speak into existence here, okay? And you come across some naysayers, okay? And I feel like these naysayers are people that's always naysayers. They always got something negative to say behind something. They're always, I could say, narrow-minded into something. It's like when you try to say something you're trying to do, this person is gonna find something negative out of what you said, inspirational, of what you want to do to try to just knock you down, okay? So I'm throwing some examples out there. So like I said, let's say y'all all having a conversation, and let's just say the topic could just be about manifesting. You're trying to speak into fruition. Oh, that's devil work. Oh, it's just like people be saying some wild stuff, right? But I want to just say this. At the end of the day, we are entitled to have opinions. We can agree to disagree. And yes, some things can come out as it being facts, but I feel like when it comes to things with as far as manifesting or having faith and believing in miracles and believing things to happen, that really can be an opinion here. And yes, like I said, you can agree to disagree. So you have to understand this too. If you feel that in your heart and you know that these things are existence, you have to come to realization that not everybody is going to believe that, but you have to be okay with that, okay? So I feel like for some of you, let's say you are having these type of talks here, or some of you could be into your awakening, you're awakening now, you're healing now, you're saying these things, and you're coming across people, whether or not you're coming across people that may have their own religious beliefs, or maybe they're not even religious. I don't feel it's that either. I feel like you guys are coming across some miserable damn folks. That's what it is, okay? But you have to realize that everybody's going to have their opinions, and people's going to agree to disagree. So I feel like when you come across, like, you're trying to talk about things you're trying to do, and you keep running across these same people, whether it's family, friends, associates, and they keep sitting here trying to break you down, tell you, oh, I wouldn't do that, that's crazy, that doesn't exist here, you need to do this and that. Stop them right there midway in the conversation. Don't even let it go anymore. Just say, you know what, cool, that's your opinion. I feel you, that's your opinion. You got your opinion, I got mine, I'm cool. Walk away from it. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. This is a sign to also know that you are around a miserable ass person that is very miserable, and they want you to fall down your pedestal of belief and be miserable right with them, right? If you nonchalantly, in a calm, respectful way, and say, hey, I'm going to have to cut you off right there, that's your opinion. And I respect your opinion. But I have my opinion. This is how I feel, okay? So, let's just change the subject. Let's just talk about something else. If they make a big deal out of it and get angry with you, oh no, it's not, like, if they switch it and tell you, no, it's not an opinion, it's a fact, it's this can't happen, this is not real, you can't do this, and they keep arguing with you because they're mad because you didn't agree with them, that you didn't tell them, you know what, you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe I should stop chasing my dreams. Maybe I should stop trying to believe in the unknown and have faith to take leaps. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just, not do nothing and just settle for what I have in front of me, even though I'm not happy. That's honestly what the miserable person wants you to do. That means you're hanging around a miserable soul. And that means you're hanging around someone that is miserable because their life is not where they want it to be. Their chakras are blocked. Their self-limiting beliefs is blocked, okay, because of whatever they've been through. And just because things are not happening and they don't feel it, they want others to feel the same way too. And I hate to say this, but a lot of people know when you're about to have a blessing come in before you do. And they're going to find everything in their power to find a way to knock you down from that so it can't happen. I feel like there's someone out there right now, you could be trying to tell somebody that you're ready to take a leap and move out of the city or out of the state. And I feel like you keep having these conversations around a certain individual. This has to be somebody you know that you be around all the time. It has to be a family member. It's gotta be a cousin. It's somebody you guys know you be around. And you probably kick yourself in the mouth and go, damn, why am I saying this stuff? Because every time I try to have these conversations, I feel overwhelmed, I feel anxious, and I feel like upset, and I feel a little down. I feel back sad. Like you had a boost of energy about what you want to do. And when you get around these people, you don't feel good. That's the plan. Now, sometimes these people intentionally mean to do this to you, but then sometimes people unintentionally mean to do it. It's just this is their energy of what they feel, right? But I feel like a lot of time what's happening is, I feel like your guides and your ancestors and your spiritual team, they're doing this because they're trying to like push you to show to you who you need to cut ties with. Okay, you guys got to start normalizing protecting your peace and setting boundaries. And yes, setting boundaries with families is needed. And I feel like some people is more acceptable to set boundaries with a stranger more than they are to set boundaries with family and friends and loved ones. And you have to. When you feel someone is stepping their boundaries with you, you have to respectfully tell them, listen, I'm gonna have to cut you off here. I got to protect my peace. Some of you might even need to start cutting people off and start loving them and praying for them from a distance for your health. Because I'm telling you, I hate to say this, but there's a lot of people out here who really does not want to see a lot of people win. And they're going to do everything to stop that. You're going to have some people who's going to say it to you in a negative way. They're going to say it to you blunt out that this is impossible. You can't succeed. And then you're going to have some that do fake toxic positivity to make it seem like it. And fake toxic positivity could seem something like condescending, like, yeah, I mean, you can do it, but you sure you want to go about that route though? Like, it's like a nice, like condescending way, So you have to be careful of who you're saying it to. So I feel like, this message is to tell someone here, protect your peace and set boundaries. I do feel for some of you, you need to just hush and stop telling everybody your plans anyway. I feel one of the powerful saying is pop out and show out when you did everything you did. Don't tell nobody what you're doing. You don't have to feel like you have to be obligated to tell someone your every move. Because I feel like some of you are like that. I remember back in the days, I felt like I had to be obligated, y'all, to sit here and tell everybody my mood. But then every time when I was saying it, I had a hard pain in my chest. And that was my soul telling me, girl, what the hell are you doing? This person don't mean nothing. And you know what used to happen? Every time I'll tell certain individuals what I was doing, give it about a couple weeks or so, it'll come crashing down. You got to learn your lesson. So, I mean, trust me, you would know who's really rooting for you and who really want to see you win because the energy feels so heartwarming. It feels like your energy, right? It feels like you're kind of mirroring and talking to yourself versus why every time when I get around certain people and I'm trying to have some good talks here, and mind you, the talks don't always have to be a spiritual talk or nothing, but you just can have just like that motivational talk about what you're trying to make happen or what you're trying to do, and you get around a certain individual or people and all of a sudden you just could see the energy in their face. You could feel it. It can go from feeling a bubbly, positive, raw energy to all of a sudden you like, yo, why does it feel like an elephant literally just walked in a room? Why does it feel so why does it feel so blah? Why does it feel like that? It's because of that energy that's sitting with you. So yeah, I feel like if someone is trying to say that and they're trying to butt in with their negative people, because I'm telling you, you have some people that live with negativity. They just, anytime you say something that's high vibrational, you say something that's like positive, reinforcement, they will find something negative to say out of that. And I feel like those type of people you got to walk away from. Yes, if you could try to help them and try to tell them, hey, maybe you need to write your limited belief systems, do this way. But if they keep being negative about it and it's making you feel exhausted, it's making you feel irritable, irritated, and it making you second guess what you're trying to do, you have to respectfully cut ties from those type of people and pray for them and keep it moving. So I feel like if I'm downloading that means somebody needs to do this right now, okay? Because to be honest, these people are going to mess up your plans. It's going to block your blessings because that is a blockage. Anything negative, anything that's making you feel uncomfortable is going to block what is trying to come in. And we have to normalize that. Everybody's not going to agree with you. And this is another message before I end it for you guys, if you're on the other end of the spectrum, that maybe you want a lot of people to move how you move, right? Like, for example, given myself, right? When I stepped into this, my line of work of my spirituality, and I know that I have a healer, I'm a healer, I'm a light worker, I'm here to help and uplift people in some way. I had to come to that realization to say, hey, everybody's not going to agree with what I say. I used to tell people this all the time when I used to do live. I'm like, listen, I already came to that notation. It's going to be people out here that don't like me. And unfortunately, I had to deal with that in my lifetime, the way how I grew up. I grew up very rough in a rough upbringing. And everybody didn't like me for no apparent reason. People didn't like me. Some people did. Some people feel what I said. Some people didn't. So I try to tell people that everybody's not going to be on the same wave as you, and it's going to be because they don't understand it, they don't want to understand it, or they do understand it and they're mad about it because maybe they feel like they can't do it. And you can't change everybody, you can't make people heal, and a lot of times you can't change everybody's mind, right? So for someone out here, you need to understand this too, is that if you're trying to tell someone, like, let's say, for example, like I'm saying, you're trying to talk about self-love, empowerment, rewriting your limited belief systems, working on your negative subconscious state, and you're talking about this to people, right? And if you're trying to talk about this and they're looking at you like, what the hell is this person talking about? Like, okay. They give you like that look. Don't get mad about it. It's just like people's going to agree to disagree. People's going to understand you, and some people's not going to want to understand you. Some people's going to think you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and that's okay. But you do know that there is people out there in the world you are going to gravitate to and align to that do feel you. Okay, so I feel like I had to say that message for some of you that feels like, damn, like, I'm trying to do stuff to help people and people don't want to listen, but it's okay. 11:11 showed up on my clock when I said that, but it's okay because you are going to attract the people you're supposed to. And I always say this, when you come across people who's doing these things, whether it's you're trying to tell people your plans and moves and you feel like nobody's supporting you, just know that that is God doing its work to remove these people out of your way. You don't want negative people, fake supporters and fake love around you that people don't like you. You don't want people to be envying you between the smiles they put in on their face here, but behind the mask, they're envying you and preying on your downfall. Nobody wants that, right? So I want to tell someone that if you're noticing that that's happening to you when you get around certain individuals and it's always seeming like it has to be attention, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all going to have opinions, right? It's normal for us to debate and talk about things, right? It's normal. We all do that as humans. I always say, let's just do it in a respectful way. But sometimes we have to understand that we are going to agree to disagree. Sometimes everybody's not going to agree. Somebody can tell me something and I may not agree with what they're saying. But at the same time, I have to respect that this is how they feel about it. And I have to respect that. Like, okay, respect it, note it. But I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, that's impossible. Why do when you're doing that, that means that person has an ego problem within themselves. Okay. So if you're on that end of the stick and you're like, you know what? I think I need to keep some things to myself. You do. Keep some things to yourself here because it really is some miserable, jealous people, okay? And there's actually a lot of unhealed people that they feel like, well, if my life is not going the right way, why should this person go the right way? Like, you get what I'm trying to say here? So just make sure you're protecting your peace. So again, I hope that this message here helps someone, gave you a confirmation, like, hey, maybe I need to switch it up a little bit. Maybe I need to pull back from this person and this person. But I really just hope it reaches you. And I will catch you lovely souls again with another upliftment message. Peace.